Every single one of us has a story we're hoping to write for ourselves and our families. This week, we're going to talk about why it's so important to think about advisors as script writers, as well as the person who's helping pick your investments. So you've heard us talk many times about the importance of planning, uncovering your purpose. This week, I want to talk about it from a little bit different angle that hopefully for any of you out there have remained a little bit skeptical, that it can resonate with you, help you understand again why this is so important. I want to talk about it from the concept of advisors as script writers. Every single one of us has a story we're trying to write for ourselves and our families. Those stories are all different. Trying to blanketly apply a plan or a portfolio across all those different stories wouldn't be any more effective than me writing the most captivating plot you've ever read, much more of a fit for a James Bond sequel and trying to squeeze it into an episode of Friends. It's not relevant. Or if you look at It's a Wonderful Life, which I quote all the time because it's my favorite movie, trying to build a plan and a portfolio for Mr. Potter, who prioritizes some things in life, like amassing wealth, versus a George Bailey, who's thinking about his community, his family, and doesn't prioritize necessarily amassing wealth the same, wouldn't be appropriate. Now, I'm not here to accuse any of you of being Mr. Potter, number one, but to judge anybody's plans or stories. We are here to help empower them. And so helping understand, what is your history? Where have you been? How do you think about money? Where are you at today? And really, where do you want to go tomorrow? Amongst all the great options for you and your family, what's most important? And not allow you to bankrupt one dream because of something else that might be good, but it's not best for you and where you want to go. Why does this happen? It happens for a number of reasons. One, taking the time to build these types of relationships, spend these kinds of time. It is time intensive, and most people don't want to spend the time. Quite frankly, a lot of people who get into our business are great at sales. They're not necessarily adept, nor do they spend a lot of time trying to grow in their ability to be a true advisor and build relationships. It's much more convenient for our industry to have historically and continue to sell you what I call the big unspoken lie. And what is that? That they have some approach, some product that's going to make you so rich that it would render any kind of plan or any kind of discussions around your goals and dreams moot. It's just not the case. We hope we can do very well for you. We're never going to take the type of risk and be so irresponsible around building a portfolio to try to come up with some absurd return that we risk literally bankrupting you and your family. What's the other big reason why people won't do this? Well, it's just not in their DNA. As 10 Capital's risen to prominence, as we've grown at the rate we have, there have certainly become a lot of copycats, whether that's around our events, some of the language we use, creating messages like this, but it's not in their DNA. And we hear from people who either have been pitched by them as current clients or prospects who have come in and are looking at those, that it comes off about as sincere as, again, to go back to a movie, that scene in Jerry Maguire where Cuba Gooding and Tom Cruise are hugging there at the end. They built that relationship. They had their plan. They bought into each other. They executed on that plan. And then the quarterback turns to Bob Sugar and says, "Hey, how come we don't have a relationship like that?" And Bob Sugar tries at that point to give him a hug, but it's too little too late. It's not sincere. That's the same thing. Whoever that advisor is, whoever that company is there tangible evidence, historic evidence, not what they might pretend to do now when confronted, that that's who they are, that that's how they operate. Why is this important? What are we looking at? Again, number one, uncovering true goals. Understanding that there are a lot of great things to do with the wealth that you amass over your life, but what is best? What's your story? And spending the time to do that, to articulate it to a third party out loud, has a certain power to it that we've seen having done hundreds of those meetings, and a clarity that comes with it that doesn't exist when it's just in your own mind or maybe just in conversation with your spouse. Confronting and conquering trade-offs, the problem of goods, all these great options, but they're not all best for you. Or within a portfolio, our LIVE methodology, liquidity, income, volatility, expected return. How do you balance all of those things? And then lastly, really fostering an ongoing relationship. Things come up in life, hard things, great things. If you want an advisor who's going to be able to be proactive, which I hear time and time again from prospective clients, how come nobody else has brought this up to me before? Well, you got to have a relationship, and that relationship has to stay strong so that as things change again over life, that advisor can bring ideas to you to help keep you on the path to best. Who's this message geared for? Short answer is everyone. If you're a client, stay in touch. Make the time to come in. Let us know those changes, grandbabies, changes in retirement ages, second homes, new business opportunities, whether it's to sell or to buy. These are the things that can make or break plans. People will anguish over slight allocation changes that really don't make that big a difference over time. But these changes, these goals, literally can make or break plans. And for prospective clients, find an advisor who has this as one of the key value propositions that's core to their company. Structuring investments is important. They will never be optimized in the way you want to unless that person understands what drives you and has built a customized plan to help you achieve those goals. In summary, we work in an industry driven by subjective sales. If you stick around in this industry for much time, you're at least a little bit charming. And while being kind or being charming is nice, being competent is what is also very critical, and having a sound process. Our caution for you is falling for stories that advisors might try to tell you around their investment prowess, their black box approach, special products that they have, or stories you might tell yourself that you can do it alone, that you don't have any blind spots, or that it's not important that your spouse isn't involved. Those things are not true. We all need partners. So find one dedicated to learning your story and helping you and your family write again the script that you hope to see come to life. Thanks so much.